Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in again. For those that don't know me, I'm Sharon Crowley, and over the last few weeks I've been interviewing several people, both professionals and individuals, to share their tips and their journeys to support other families that have children with additional needs. So today I'm joined by Sarah. We've been trying to get this interview up and running for the last 2 to 3 weeks, but obviously we're in lockdown and things have been happening, but we're here today. So Sarah, over to you. Tell us what you do.
Hello, thank you for having me, Sharon. Hello everyone, I am Sarah Allen and I am a parent, mentor and childcare specialist. So I have worked within childcare since I was 14. I'm now 34, so I've had a good 20 years experience with different areas of childcare. I'm an elective home educator, so I do home education every day. That's our choice, that's what we do. So lockdown has been strange for us because we haven't been able to access our usual home education sort of lifestyle and what we do, but I specialise in home education as well, and I help parents to enter the world of home education. So it's been amazing during lockdown to help so many people.
Yeah, brilliant. Because I mean, there's obviously been a big thing for parents that have already been, educating their children at home to really this, and it has been a force upon us for, parents like myself that are just so used to school, getting on with what they do, what they're good at, and then suddenly, it's like, right, well, where do we start? And you can't get that same kind of interest at home. I've certainly found from my two. So it's always been like little blocks that we're doing. And then some days, you get that feeling that it's just not going to work. It's like pulling teeth. So, let's leave it. And there's been a lot of things online. I don't know if you've noticed yourself, are we homeschooling? Should we leave it? Should they be finding, learning in other everyday activities? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, for me, home education is, it is a choice. This isn't a usual home education situation. This is like a world emergency, really, isn't it? It's a crisis that everybody has found themselves in. So everybody is now feeling like they have to become teachers as well as parents, and they've got to sit their children down and get all this work done. As an elective home educator, we are very, very relaxed in our learning, and we really, really do take on board the everyday life skills. And the simplest things that you do every day can be recorded, can be added to learning journals, can be included in your maths, your English, your literacy, numeracy, life skills, practical skills, hands-on. So my biggest piece of advice at the moment for parents is to not stress too much. Do not create school at home, because children try to buck against it. So home education isn't actually about creating a school at home. It's about providing different learning experiences, different opportunities to learn, adapting what you do to help your children to learn the best way that suits their abilities, levels and interests. So I've been working on helping parents to calm down and get a really, really basic schedule together, not a 9 till 3, because that doesn't happen in the home education world. We do a lot of our learning in the morning, we get it done in the morning, we choose what we're going to learn, and then anything else we get to do is great because we can carry that through the day. But then the rest of the day is ours. So then you can go out and have fun and be in the garden and do what you've done. And there's not too much level of expectation for parents with learning and what their children should be learning. So yeah, that's my piece of advice.
Yeah, that sounds fab. Sorry, Billy's just ran in. Go away. Go away. Right, so that is a really good piece of advice. I mean, obviously for myself though, and there'll be other children that have additional needs, it's a bit difficult for carers to try and differentiate. Have you got any tips there? I kind of know Ellie's ability and what she can and can't do, and I do speak to her with more simplistic terms when asking her to do things, and I find that actually showing Ellie works for her rather than just saying do that. You've actually got to show and demonstrate. How, for parents that have got children like at different ages that are, you've got some that are excelling, some with additional needs, some that are really struggling, how would you, you know, try and differentiate in that kind of setting? Because I'm sure you've worked with parents that have got, you know, different abilities and ages.
Well, I have a son who is 9. He has autism, sensory processing disorder, hearing loss, vision loss. He has PDA tendencies, ADHD tendencies. He really struggles auditory wise to process information. So we have to do a lot of work broken down into very small sections. I advise parents with children that have any form of special educational need to try and take their lead a little bit, because it really makes them feel included in what they want to learn about as well. Opens up dialogue with you to gauge some sort of level of understanding of what they can understand, and also by leading on their interests, you will actually lead them to spark onto the enjoyment side of it, because you're tapping into what they love. So a lot of the time, children that have special educational needs, we have a whole range, don't we? We have children, you know, that are very, very mild, that, you know, struggle in certain areas, and we have children that can't walk, can't talk, that, you know, have to have special learning aids. Most children with special educational needs will need some sort of sensory aid, and need some sort of help. So if you find that your children aren't sitting still, try and get them to be active before they sit down. A bit like sensory circuits, sort of get them up and get them engaged and get rid of all of this built up stuff to where they won't be able to sit still and they're tapping, to then give them a bit of time to calm down. You'll then find they'll engage in what they're actually working on a bit easier. And then when you notice that distraction coming, you can get them back up again and do something active. So I try to work out tasks that you can do outside to keep them busy, and just really, really try and communicate as much as you can. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know, we're carers as well as parents and teachers, and we're all trying to work. So you just need to find a really nice balance that works for you in your household. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. And as long as in our world and everyone that I work with, if a child is doing 1.5 solid hours throughout that day, if that's broken up into 20-minute sections or half-hour sections, that's perfect for your child, because they're getting a burst, they're doing a bit of learning, and you all get to have a bit of a break before this tense sort of energy comes or the frustration gets in, and, you know, it ends up being a bit of a war zone, doesn't it, after a little while. So yeah, that would be my advice. Just sort of interact with them and take their lead as much as possible.
That's just perfect, and I think so many parents and carers need to hear that from you today. You know, there's a lot of people now as well choosing to go down the home education way. I think there's more now than ever known, you know, numbers wise. So if somebody chooses or are struggling to educate their the children at the moment, they really are struggling, or they choose to go down the home education route and they want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Rainbows Parenting and Children's Services. We've had a complete rebrand, and we are now running everything that we're doing under this umbrella, which is fantastic because I can offer a variety of services. So you can reach me there. I do have my own home educators group. So we have the Rainbows Home Educators, which you can find us on Facebook. Both pages are on Facebook, and we're on Instagram as well. Rainbows Parenting and Children's Services. You can get in contact with me through there. I will always be on the end of the inbox, so you can reach out to me for anything you need advice on, anything to do with how to get into it, how you go about it, what the process is. So yeah, you can reach me there and find me on there.
Oh, that's fantastic, Sarah. And I'll ask you to send me those links as well, so that when we share this video, that can be in. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I'm so glad we've managed to do this. And I think the only message is, you know, just take the pressure off and take the child's lead. So thank you so much. Okay. Speak to you soon.